Yeah, here we go. Great to be back in State Farm Center. Great to see the bright lights, orange and blue seats. Exhibition times are always a time of learning and experimenting and finding out what you have. I'm excited for Joey Biggs to be able to bring his alma mater in here. To be able to his nephew plays on the team, and to be able to do that. Joey's been an extremely loyal director of ops. He's the best in the business, and excited for his family to be in attendance, for him sitting on one sideline and his nephew on the other, and hope they enjoy that moment. And along the lines, we're going to try to get better as a basketball team, and they're extremely well coached. They're going to play fast. They're going to shoot threes. They'll be picked at the top of their league. So it's something that will be good for us. There's nothing better than putting the uniforms on for the first time, running out in front of a packed house. It's homecoming weekend. But again, we'll play a lot of guys. We'll look at a lot of different lineups. We've done no scouting in this game. This is about our base. This is about our fundamental stuff, the stuff we've been working on every day since before we went to Spain and to this point. We don't have very much in offensively yet. Again, it's about the base stuff we're doing. And we want to find combinations. We want to find out what lineups look good together. Expect a lot of guys to play. We'll see how that goes. We're trying to play really, really hard and get guys to a level of fatigue, and then have them get out, sub themselves out, and then it's the next guy in. I've loved how we've practiced. It's been fun to see the growth of our freshmen here in our first 12, 13, 14 practices. Nico Moretti, just a great feel, and then it's been fun to see Draven. Just his scoring ability just kind of flourish, and his confidence grow, and then Monty missed a few days. He had a thigh bruise in our scrimmage last weekend, inter-squad wise, but he's back, and he just continues to impress. So those guys will get a lot of minutes, and then we'll start looking at different lineups, size wise and versatility. So this will be a great test, and hopefully we get the nervousness and play in front of a crowd out of the way, because the next one that comes after is pretty good.
Do you see a difference in how you're approaching this versus how you approach the Spain games?
Not a lot. I think there's we didn't have a lot in Spain. We want to. I hope we're more solid. I hope we're more disciplined. I don't want guys to. I don't want there to be as much game slippage as there was. Spain was difficult because we never practiced. Once we got over there, we'd go 2 or 3 days in between games and never touch a ball, and that was different. Hopefully keep turnovers down, still establish what we're trying to do conceptually, and meet our standards. And if we can do that, then it'll be a success.
How does Dane maybe compare now to a year ago, like when he was going into really his first full season?
Yeah, it's night and day. It's different. It's different from every aspect of. People forget he didn't play at Baylor. He joined us a semester. He was trying to feel out what his role is, trying to feel out and go through the experiences of gaining knowledge about the college game. Probably the most underappreciated player on our team last year. People forget. He was right at close to 10 points a game and 5 or 6 rebounds. But just what he's done, commitment-wise to his body, the work, the dedication, the nutrition, the work with Fletch, the conditioning. He was a guy that had a hard time running up and down when he first got here. More than 2 trips. Now he's a sub 5 minute 30-second mile guy. He can run, and his conditioning is paid off. But that's a tribute to him and his hard work, and we've got a completely different player than we did when he arrived.
And he's talked about just when he's got the ball in the post, maybe taking his time a little more and being more patient. Just how does that develop? I mean, I think
Practice, patience, understanding. He's got to learn what the defense is doing to him. He was a guy last year that because of his impatience turned the ball over too much. He's got a go-to move that he likes, and people are going to take that away in this league. People are going to scout, and so you've got to not just go to your go-to, but you've got to do what the defense gives you. And if they double, he's a very good passer, but you can't rush that. You've got to let that double get there. You've got to absorb that pressure, and then you got to make the right read. And we trust him in all that. He's got the ball in his hands a lot in what we're doing offensively, and again, the comfort of experience is helping him a lot.
What will we see from Marcus Dumas tomorrow night in terms of his skill set and his role on the team?
Yeah, I think everybody will see his versatility. You're going to see a guy that will probably shoot and make a couple threes. You'll see a guy that'll handle the ball in ball screens. You'll see a guy that'll play in post-ups. I'm excited probably as much for him simply because he didn't have Spain to see him in a uniform and what that looks like with our other guys. And he'll play a variety of positions. He's 212 pounds. He's dropped about 18 pounds, close to 20 since he's been here. So he's moving really, really well, and he's been great in practice. So I'm excited to see him in a uniform.
Is it fair to say he's maybe surprised you a little bit what he can do?
No, he has not surprised me. I knew what we were getting when we got him. He's a really, really good college basketball player, and his versatility is really, really good. He plays the game like someone who's been in college for 4 years. It's really slow. And it doesn't matter if he has Buck or Terrence or Coleman guarding him. The game is played at a pace that's really slowed down for him. Now, I want to see that with 15,000 in here, but I'm pretty sure we'll see that same Marcus tomorrow.
You play a lot of guys in these things. How do you feel about having a deep rotation when they count, and how much will these exhibition opportunities tell you about your ability to do that?
These exhibitions tell a lot. They tell a lot. This one and the next one will tell, it will tell a lot because, there's no column that these games go in, win or loss. These games are learning and developing and growing and figuring things out. And as soon as we can figure out, do we have quality depth and can we play that way? I hope so. I think so right now. But ultimately, their successes individually and as a group will determine, what that looks like. But I do like the fact we're experienced. I do like the fact we're old. I think we've got positional size, and we have versatility. So, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. Again, we want them to play really hard, and when they get tired, next man out, and we can have 5-6 guys in double figures, then we become a really, really difficult scout, and I think we're capable of that.
I guess for people who don't see stuff behind the scenes, how important is Joey when it comes to making schedules, travel, all those kind of things?
Oh, he's the brains behind it, and I say that, and he's literally that. His day-to-day puts the schedule together. He deals with the promoters. He deals with every aspect of our program, from marketing to tickets to he's on the administrative board here with DIA, and making sure that I'm in the loop, making sure things get handled, that he handles a lot of things that never cross my desk. And I have that kind of trust in him. He's extremely smart. But he knows me as well as I know him, and I have that kind of trust in him, and he's as good as there is in this business at doing his job.
What are you looking for out of Ty tomorrow night and these exhibition opportunities for him as point guard?
Yeah, get comfortable. Just get comfortable. Don't try to do too much. I'm really dialed in with him much more on the defensive side than I am the offensive side. And we can't lose sight of the fact that he's a really good rebounder. Excuse me. We don't want him to lose his best asset, or one of his best assets, because he's on the ball. We've changed up some things in terms of our transition coverage because of that, but I really want him to take a big step defensively. Guarding perimeter guys, guarding ball screens. When you're a lead guard in college basketball, you've got the ball in your hands all the time, so you're receiving a ball screen and/or you're guarding it and you're getting ball screened. And that's hard. There's some toughness involved in that. There's some cerebral listening and hearing and processing. And I want to see that growth on the defensive side. Offensively, he'll be fine.
Because you mentioned you didn't do any scouting for this game, but did you get like a cursory report on Jackson Biggs?
Oh, if Jackson Biggs scores, we're going to run for the next 3 days. If he gets a bucket, no, he's a really good player. He's a good shooter. I've been around Jackson a lot over the years, but if we might get a smile from Joey if he gets a basket, but we'll treat him no different than any other, and we'll have to do a good job because he can really shoot. He fits what their style is and system, and again, he's a young man who can make baskets. He's a way better player than Joey is, so we need to make sure we get that in print, by the way, in bold letters.
I know you're focused on this one, but have you and Bill had a chance to talk about what you want that to look like when Kansas comes to town?
Yeah, just briefly.
Yeah.
Just briefly. I mean, I think that we had a lot of discussions in terms of what it looked like a year ago and what we wanted to do. And the difference is it's a game instead of a scrimmage where we played 3 or 4 20-minute or 10-minute halves, and we had segments, and we stopped them at different times and coach. We obviously can't do that, but I think it's about both teams trying to understand against an opponent what we do well, and we're not trying to throw curveballs out there and a box and one, a triangle and two, or something stupid just to win an exhibition game. Where neither of us are about that. So it'll be great opportunities. We'll all play a lot of guys, and yet you're trying to figure things out against a top flight opponent, and that's the takeaway from that is yeah, you're doing it in front of fans. We're raising a ton of money, but from the team side of things, it'll be pretty much who they are every day and who we are every day.
What are your thoughts on cracking the preseason top 25?
Yeah, it's an honor. It's a great place to start, right? You got to start someplace, and I think that I told our team, you guys know me by now. I'm never satisfied. So we got a long ways to go to get to where we want to go, and we've got expectations that we don't shy away from here. We embrace them, and so we've got work to do because we're 25. That's not where we're trying to get to, but it's a good place to start. It's nothing more than that. No one's played a game yet, so it's all on analytics and metrics and numbers and what people think. And obviously, the people who make them aren't very good. They had Carolina 1 last year, and they didn't make the NCAA tournament. So I don't pay a whole bunch of attention to it, but it's a starting point.
How drastic do you think the way the officials say they're going to call the charges or non-charges as it is now will be on how you want to play defense?
Oh, it's huge. It's a big deal. It's a stylistic change. You have to change what you do in rotations, and when that plant foot goes down, that secondary defender has to be set. Well, some guys can leave at the free throw line, and you can't slide. They're all going to be blocks. So they've told us that 80 to 90% of the calls last year that were charges will be blocks now. They're trying to eliminate that play from basketball. They want scoring to go up. They're trying to prevent injuries. So it will be drastic. You have to jump and go vertical. We work on a drill every day where, as a secondary defender, you can't be on the ground. You have to just jump straight up and protect. So it's a big stylistic change, and you know, it'll benefit some guys and some players, and others who take a lot of charges, and that's the way they defend. You know, I think we've changes how you defend the front of the rim with size. You know, it used to be you could slide under and take guys that took a lot of charges were great, but you know, now it's about going to the roof. You got to jump. So we'll see how it works for us.
Is there a guy on this team you think it impacts the most?
We have a lot of guys that try to take charges, and we've kind of had to. You know, Quincy Guerrier comes in, and I mean, he's, you know, early on he was taking charges 5-6 at practice, and you know, we want to keep him on the floor. He's a really good player. So yeah, that's why we've gone to a lot of practicing in drills, just going north and south instead of trying to slide under.
Thanks,
Thank
Brad.
you.